Hey there, everybody. This is Deb Matlock from Wild Rhythms, and I wanted to chat for just a few minutes today about the idea of wild mentors. The idea that a mentor is somebody who kind of walks with us on our journey, helps us see things from a different angle, maybe challenges our beliefs and views a little bit, pushes our edges a little bit, gives us ideas for things. The idea of mentoring is pretty age old. It's pretty much rooted in our species. People called it apprenticeship. People have called it, learning at the heels of the elders. There's all sorts of beautiful expressions for what mentoring is. And most of us can look through our lives and we can pick out a few mentors, whether they're teachers, the teachers that have really stuck with us, that have made an impact on us, whether it was a moment in time or for many years. We have family members, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, siblings, people in our families that maybe had such an incredible gift to give us just by being an example themselves or helping us with our own journey. We've got authors, we've got spiritual leaders, speakers. The idea of mentor is wide. Who impacts us and how do they impact us? So that's a fun reflection right there. Just who on our path can we give gratitude to? And I think if we open that question up to include the more than human world, our list of mentors explodes. We live with this vibrant world of life all around us, whether it's the ants outside our door, the hawks flying overhead, the grass growing, the birds, the trees, the streams, the mountains, the ocean. It's the earthworms. Like we live in this vibrant, dynamic world. And when we open ourselves up to being a part of that world, not necessarily the Lord and Lordess over the world, but the part of the world, a part of that dance, I think we can open ourselves up to this wild mentoring. What can we learn from the beings that we live near? Who are they? First of all, that's the first thing. It's like, who do we live near? Like going outside, walking around just with nothing more than a curiosity of that. But then what do we notice about the way they live their life, the way they do their normal everyday things, the way they react to certain situations, the way that they interact with each other? Just what are we seeing and observing through our senses with this more than human world, these beings that we live near? And then we can ask ourselves the question of what can we learn from them, not only for ourselves, but about them, about what they might need from us. So I think by letting them mentor us, it can be this twofold win-win kind of thing where we can grow as individuals ourselves, and we can expand our sense of who we are. Our ecological beings, our eco selves can be, widened to encompass all these different viewpoints and ways of living. And we can also get an idea of how we might be able to be of better reciprocity with them, live in more in a symbiotic way with the beings around us. If we notice that every time we walk out the front door, there's a little snake in the grass that kind of slithers off, maybe we go out the door more slowly. Maybe we peek out first to see where the snake is so that we don't go right where the snake is and almost step on him or her. Maybe we make some different choices by figuring out who we live with and what we can learn. So I just wanted to share that because that's an orientation personally that I find brings me a lot of joy. It's very humbling because I realize I just don't know a whole heck of a lot when I compare to the wisdom of the wild beings that I live near. In some ways, I feel like a child, especially when it comes to that wild essence, that wild knowing that so many beings around have. The coyotes that live in my neighborhood have an entirely different set of knowledge base. Their skills that I don't have. I just don't have it. And it's humbling to me. It's also just inspiring to me just to see that there are so many of us living in one little place at one time on this big, amazing earth, in this big, incredible world, universe after universe. It's like, it's just so inspiring to think there are so many ways that we're all just doing the same thing, which is just getting through our days, doing what we've got to do. And it's a beautiful dance. So I hope this is inspiring to you. And if you feel inspired to just bounce outside and just kind of look around, even for 30 seconds, 1 minute, and just like, who's here and what are they doing? And what can I learn from that? How can I allow that to be a mentoring experience? So anyway, with that, enjoy, and I will talk with you all in the next video.